Interesting things here, right, Chris?
Yeah, Jeff and Kelly. First of all, despite the promises to change, the city is still spending money that's being questioned. And as we then looked into this group trying to take away control, we also find a few things that might raise your eyebrows.
We all do it every day in one way or another. Use water, drink water, watch it swirl down the sewer, and watch it empty our wallets in the process.
Do you understand why there is frustration out there?
Yeah, and I think we've made some mistakes.
Customers here have been paying some of the highest sewer and water rates in the country. According to a 2012 study by American Water Intelligence, Portland has the third highest sewer rates, the 8th highest water rates among 50 large cities. And critics blame politics and pet projects.
This is just dysfunction and mismanagement, and it's got to stop, and so we're ready to do something about it.
That something? An effort just announced to take away the city's control of water and sewer utilities and put them in the hands of an independently elected board.
Ratepayers want a board that doesn't hide behind the thick stone walls of City Hall.
Those in favor say the new board is needed after controversial decisions by the city, using money collected from water bills to renovate the Rose Festival headquarters, build a model home to promote water conservation, and the Portland Loos.
If the concern is, let's get back to focusing on the core mission of my bureaus, I agree. The mayor and I have made a commitment to do so.
But just last week, we found Commissioner Nick Fish and the council approved $95,000 in grants for projects like ripping up this church parking lot because it floods, improving community gardens, and disconnecting downspouts from a church-owned building. The money coming from the Bureau of Environmental Services, which handles sewer and sewer rates, also under Fish's control.
Asphalt on a church parking lot, downspouts on a building owned by a church. Why is that something that ratepayers should be funding?
We have a program currently that incentivizes people to disconnect their downspouts, and that is actually, there's a logic to it.
The logic for all the projects, he argues, is the same. They're part of core environmental values and will save ratepayers money in the long run by helping to address stormwater runoff. Crayford calls it pork barrel spending.
Ratepayers are getting screwed. Ratepayers want accountability. Ratepayers want transparency.
Crayford says his plan for an independent board will offer that transparency. But the city and other critics say not so fast. They claim the board is a way to make water and sewer decisions in the shadows while no one is watching.
I think this proposal is the greatest threat to the Bull Run watershed in 115 years.
The evidence, critics claim, is right here. In this proposal, the current oversight duties of the city auditor do not apply to the water district, though they welcome her taking a look and say they will hire their own auditor. The board can order the council to take on debt whether the council thinks it's a good idea or not. And board members come up for election every 3 years, meaning some would fall during off-year elections, years when no city council members are up and less people typically vote.
We think it's really a Trojan horse for those people that think that this is going to make government more transparent and more accountable. We think it's going to have exactly the opposite effect, and all you need to look at is the people backing it.
Among those backing the idea, Portland Bottling Company.
The Bureau needs to be managed better, and it would be a win-win for everybody.
They say high water and sewer rates have cost them customers.
We're actually doing this as not just for ourselves, but for the entire city of Portland. The entire city of Portland has water rates that are too high.
The argument is there are ulterior motives here.
Is this public district just a way to give power to big water users, big industry businesses?
Have you read the initiative?
The initiative you put forward, the 26 pages?
Have you read this?
Mm-hmm.
You have. What do you think?
I'm asking you. It's not for me to decide.
Yeah, I think what you'll see is that the initiative sets forward a very straightforward system of zone elections.
The idea is one that would drastically change our government and could affect your water and sewer bills. Whether that means money in your pocket or cash down the drain is still up for debate.
And one big piece of this puzzle is the big pipe. How can we all forget the construction that went into this? Well, the pipe was finished in 2011, but a $1.4 billion price tag on that means city officials say we're still paying for it and that's one big reason that sewer rates are so high. Well, as for this current effort, one question is funding. Who's backing this group looking to establish their own utility board? Now, Crayford says that all their contributions will be made public through the Secretary of State's online system. It's also important to point out here that Crayford is part of a group that has already filed a lawsuit against the city alleging improper spending of ratepayer money. As for where it stands, at this point, the city auditor is still determining if this proposal can move forward to a point where the group can collect signatures to try and get it on the 2014 ballot. Of course, you can count on us to stay on top of this as that money starts coming in and as things develop. For KOIN 6 News, I'm Chris Woodard.